Hello, guys. This is Alex Julian here, or Aloysius Zanderman. Right now, I'm going to have this sort of meeting with you over a subject with a bottle of Zero Sugar Starry. You can see the soda here. Now, I will give some reminder to schools and universities who do not drink soda this reminder. I mean, if I may misspeak with forgetting what my grammar was. It's okay to be afraid of drinking soda, because soda is not likely to be a source of truth. Soda is more likely to be a source of fun. And my subject for this video will be about truth and fun. Not bad, not bad. I think Starry is better in a bottle than in a fountain to drink at Taco Bell or whatever. But, yeah, there are probably professors and students and educational research scholars who are looking at me with this bottle of Starry, and they are thinking, are you insane? You're drinking something that is probably not good for your body? And I would tell them, well, maybe, maybe not. Maybe soda is more similar to aspirin than a cigarette. Because aspirin, as you know, can also be harmful to you if you abuse it, or if you assume too much benefit from it. I think at times when I take aspirin can behave like a bottle of Diet Coke, in which it's like, maybe my head does get better, but not quite for the right reason, because it's like, well, yeah, sure, maybe I could take an aspirin or a Diet Coke and maybe my headache will be gone, but that does not mean there is nothing wrong with my body, because I do not have an x-ray machine following me everywhere I go. It's not like literally I can actually determine what my organs are doing in my body. It's not like I could just predict what my liver is doing, or what my stomach is doing, or what my kidneys are doing, I often cannot even see what they look like. And for that reason, with nutrition and food in general, even if it may be for truth instead of fun, it is always a risk. Because the truth, as you know, is not a consistent sign of quality. At times, people doubt the truth because the truth would impede on their quality of life. Oh, especially when there is the kind of fanatic in the world who tells you something like, you must tell us if you did a crime, and if you did a crime, we will punish you severely. Yeah. That's why in the United States, it is against the law for any government or business or person to commit cruel and unusual punishment. It's because cruel and unusual punishment does seem at the surface to improve the truth, but actually it makes the truth worse. And truth is not the same as something like invention, or metaphor, or improvement, or justice, and those kinds of things. Sometimes people have truth for the wrong reasons. Maybe they have truth because they are looking for a fight, or they are looking for a conflict, or they are looking for a negative kind of judgment. At times, people want truth to be self-defeating instead of happy, and those kinds of things. And that's where fun comes in, because fun does seem to be an answer to a lot of these things. But fun is not a consistent factor either, because often when people have fun, they eventually expect the truth to be located somewhere. And yet the fun can betray the truth. And thus, I have my video subject here of truth and fun. So, for example, academic researchers in the video game industry would likely play video games to discover the truth, and they would need physical and real witnesses in a library to determine if old video games are being played. And I respect that. My hobby and my philosophy for video games is more like just a creative writing sort of project. You see, creative writing is not the same as academic writing. With academic writing, you need to talk to professors, students, librarians, bookstore owners, authorities, maybe even the President of the United States before you write something. Whereas, on the other hand, with creative writing, like what I do, any creative writer can do something on his or her own without permission from anybody. And for that reason, creative writing does get more suspicious than academic writing in a lot of areas, because with creative writing, such as what I do here on DeviantArt, it's done on privacy, it's done on personality, it's done on fashion, it's done on custom and trivia and stuff. There's nothing serious about it. There's no academic pursuit of, like, the taste of Starry, if you know what I mean. In the future, we might have academic research about Starry or something, but that requires centuries and centuries in the future of drinking and tasting soda to see how drinking and tasting soda impacts the population. The invention of soda, in terms of creative writing, is like the invention of coffee centuries ago, or the discovery of coffee, in which it's like when we, in a figurative sense, invented coffee, nobody knew what coffee would do for us. And it was from centuries of drinking coffee that we came to know what coffee would do for us. So coffee is better for academic research than soda. Soda is a trivia-like item. Soda is only often just maybe a century old. Like, a lot of sodas were invented in the early 1900s or late 1800s. Often we do not know how soda really impacts us. And even on something like caffeine, it's a question mark, because you can get caffeine from a lot of different kinds of food that have no similarity to each other. And that's weird. Let's drink a story to that. That's good. Or at least tasty. Sometimes humans will say that something tastes good, when really something is just tasty. So, I know you probably remember that big and tasty cheeseburger from McDonald's years ago. But let's remind ourselves that the burger was tasty, even though nobody really knows if it was good for us. Because something may be tasty, but that doesn't mean it's good for you. Because after all, my cigarettes can be tasty even when they're bad for you. And when it comes to soda, well, now, soda does not do what cigarettes do. Soda is obviously healthier than cigarettes. But soda is a recent drink in the history of drinks. Soda is more likely to be useful for our pursuit of fun and pursuit of shits and giggles, our pursuits of vanities, our pursuits of embarrassing mistakes and personal effects and those kinds of things. Right now, soda is not really a source for academic research unless the academic research gets very neutral and impersonal and dull. And you know what's the problem with that? With that impersonal stuff with academic research? Ironically enough, that can make academic research of something like video games totally useless to a lot of people because we often really experience video games when we are not being academic, when we are not being educational. We often really, and for real and truth of life, enjoy video games when we are not learning anything and when we are not having any kind of educational pursuit. So having an academic scholar investigate a non-academic video game can be a contradiction in terms, because then that's like asking Albert Einstein what Taco Bell tastes like. I mean, come on. Do you think Albert Einstein would have much real and truthful input on what Taco Bell would be? Do you think Albert Einstein would know what Pepsi would be and what Coke would be and those kinds of things? Eventually in life, just in our general lives for us, we have to pursue for more things than just education. And we have to get into life and we have to see what other areas there are in our lives for us to take care of ourselves, or else otherwise we would have education for our whole lives and we would really learn nothing except pedantic aggression of false literary practice. And that's why we do need other things and other breaks besides education. And always remember that. Take care.